So in chair yoga, we do have the ability to lean back, but we're actually just going to sit tall. So finding your posture. And that's one of the things that we find in the chair yoga practice is it's an awareness, because once you start to focus on it, you're actually more aware of it throughout the day. So you're aware of when you're slouching or, when you're slouching. So when you're driving down the road, here you are, or you're back here. You're at the computer, here you are, all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, up here. So it's just an awareness that starts to build, and the more you do those things, the easier it gets. So the more aware you become. So it's just kind of, they call it a yoga practice. It's not like yoga get it done, because it's not done, it's just practice. And because it's going to be continually opening the body. It's continually evolving. So, okay, so let's start with the breath. Go ahead and just bring your hands to your belly and sit tall and relax your shoulders. Good. And then we'll focus on just taking a deep breath in through your nose into the belly. So you're going to see if you can feel the belly move away from the spine. So you have to relax those muscles. You can't, it doesn't matter if you look skinnier like this. You have to let the muscles relax to go. And then exhale, it pulls it back. The diaphragm flattens out and pushes the air out of the lungs. So we're using our diaphragm how it's meant to be used. Most of us are chest breathers, where we only take in about 2 pints of oxygen, where our lungs can take in up to 17. So being able to breathe into the belly, you're going to start to move more air and move more energy. So that's the most important thing you'll learn today, is this belly breath. So as you inhale, you again relax those muscles so the navel can move away from the spine. And then exhale, slowly out through the nose, and feel the navel pull back towards the spine. And then again, inhale. And then exhale, navel pulls back. Good, so now that's the first part. The second part, bring your right hand right over that right rib cage, and you'll feel the breath move up from the belly now, up into the ribs. So inhale, belly, and now ribs open up. And then exhale, first the belly, and then the ribs. Squeeze it out. So the intercostal, squeezing the air out of the lungs. And then inhale. Good. And then exhale. And then we'll add the third part. So now the left hand goes over the heart, and you're going to take the breath all the way up underneath the collarbones. So inhale, belly, then ribs, and now chest. And then exhale, belly, then ribs, then chest. Now it goes. Good, so inhale. And you'll breathe all the way into the back of the body, all the way up underneath the collarbones, and then exhale. Belly, ribs, and chest. So that's pretty much our 3-part breath. So when we go through our practice, you can let your hands relax. Just remember to be able to breathe that deep. So if you come into a forward fold, and you're like this, you're not going to be able to breathe like that. So that means we have to come into a forward fold, keeping the breathing space open, and just stop wherever you can. So that's the guide. Your breath will guide you. So anytime this breathing space closes off from the navel to the heart, that means it's time to back up and do something different, and I'll help you. All right, so for the first thing we'll do is just open your arms wide. Now your neighbor is right there. So, there you are. And then turn your, actually flex through your wrists. There, you're going to press like you're pushing the walls away. Good, and then point your fingertips down. Good, and then flex. So we're just going to wake up the hands. So if you're at your desk, you can do this, unless you're in a really small little booth. And then down, and then up. Good, now go ahead and bring your arms out front and make a fist. Just a little light fist. And then just circle out your wrists. So we're just going to start to wake it up from the top and move all the way down the bottom. And try not to move your arms as you do this. So it's just moving the fist. And then circle the other way. Make it as big as you can. And breathe. So these are good for people who have issues with the carpal tunnel, getting these wrists and getting some energy moving there. And then we'll go ahead and just stretch your right hand open. Good. And then flex your palm so the fingertips point down. Good. And then we're just going to take the pinky finger and very, very, very gently pull it back. Spread the fingers out. So this will help to open up the space all the way up the arm. So it's very gentle. Good. And then the ring finger. Just keep spreading the fingers as much as you can. So you're taking the left hand and you're pulling this ring finger back. And then use your middle finger, or grab your middle finger and gently pull it back. And spread the fingers more. So you're trying to fan the fingers out. And then your pointer finger. Good. And then your thumb. And keep spreading the fingers. Good. And then shake out the wrists. Loosen. Do you feel that stretch? It's kind of unusual. Sometimes we're not used to opening the hands that way. And then stretch the hands out, the left hand. Turn and try to just point your fingertips down if you can. It's a weird move. Then take your right hand and just gently pull your right pinky back. Nice and easy. And just fan the fingers out. There you go. And you feel the tendons starting to open up here. And breathe, the ligaments. And then ring finger. And middle finger. Spread the fingers out more. Stretch. And the pointer finger. Relax your shoulders. Remember to breathe. Have you forgotten to breathe, everybody? Big, deep breathing. I can tell. And then the thumb. Gently, very gently. Keep spreading the fingers. Good. And then just shake them out. Good. So from here, let's go ahead and we're just going to add some stretches for your spine. So bring your hands to your thighs. And what we're going to do is just take the belly forward and the heart up and look up. And pull the heart through. You're arching your back. So it's like a cat stretch. And then exhale, chin to chest, and press the point between your shoulder blades straight back behind you. Good. Inhale, pull the heart through. There you go. Look up, lift the heart. And then exhale. Round and hunch, navel back, round the back. That's it. Pressing, rounding as much as you can. Good. Inhale, pull it through. Good. Exhale, pull it back. Good. And one more. Inhale, pull it through. So this just wakes up the whole spine. Exhale, round and hunch, chin to chest. Good, and then we'll come back to center. Are there any questions so far? Are you guys feeling okay? All right, good, all right. So now what we'll do is actually stand up because we need to heat up a little bit. I'm gonna pause for a moment and just make sure this heat is, I'd like to turn this so it actually is on. It says it is, but it's not kicking in, so we'll see. Heat on and on. Okay. So what we're going to do is actually take our chair, and you take your chair, bring it around to the front of you. Okay, so just spin it around so you're looking at the face of your chair. We need to kind of get you moving a little bit. So we're going to do some standing things that are pretty easy. Good. There you go. So from here, just kind of stand in front of your chair and press down through the ball of your big toe into the earth. Whatever you're standing on, and the ball of the pinky toe. Good. And then press down through the inner heel and the outer heel. Good. And it's like you're on roller skates. So you're pressing through those four corners. And then we'll just take a big inhale. Reach your arms up. Big inhale. And then exhale. Fold the hands. You're going to reach forward for the top of the chair. And just pause with a flat back. Good. Look up. So you pull your heart through. Good. With a flat back. You can bend your knees if you need to. Good. And then from here, go ahead and see if you can fold. You can bend your knees as much as you need to, but the forehead's going to slowly come towards the top of the chair. And don't worry if it's not even close. It's okay. Slowly come to, yes, that's right. Just breathe. There you go. And now look up. Good. And just look down at your chair. Step your right foot up under the chair, and your right knee will bump up. And it's at the middle of the chair. The right knee, yep, right foot is at the middle. Step it up, and then your knee bumps up. And then wiggle your back foot back a little bit, so it's like a lunge. Good. Good. And then just push through the heel of your back foot. So you get a stretch in this back calf muscle. Good. Now pull the heart forward. And remember your posture. So if you start to round here again, you won't be able to breathe. So we're going to pull the heart forward and open up from the navel to the heart. That's always a good reference. Good. So if you're balanced here and you feel pretty comfy, you can take your hand to your front thigh instead, and this will start to get some heat in the core. But if you need the chair, that's why we have it. So that's the whole point. Keep squeezing the back leg and pulling the heart forward. Good. And then if you want to go a little bit further to get more heat, reach your arms overhead. So you don't have to, but keep your front knee bumped up to the chair. There you go, there you go. Breathe here. That's it. You guys got it. We don't have to hold it long. Just breathe. And then release. Hands to the top of the chair. Good. And then we're just switch it out. Take your right foot back, step your left foot up. Good. And it's going to bump up, the knee's going to bump up to the chair. Good. And your back foot, wiggle it back so you get a stretch. And your front knee bumps up to the... Now, left foot, make sure it's under the chair first. That's going to keep your knees from going past your ankle. That's why we're doing that. It's giving you the alignment. So now, right here, wiggle your back foot back so you start to feel a stretch in your back heel or calf muscle. And then take your hands to your front thigh, maybe, or use the chair. That's why it's there. Good. And if you don't need the chair, reach your arms overhead. And just keep the knee over the heel here and breathe. So it's easier to balance if you find a spot on the ground to look at. It just helps to ground you. If you want to make it harder, you look up. You don't have to. So just make it as easy as you can on yourself today. Good. And then release the hands to the top of the chair. We're just going to do a little down dog. So grab the sides of the chair and step your feet about as wide as your mat. And instead of the head touching the top of the chair now, you're just going to let the head drop through and your hips shift back behind your heels. There you go. There you go. And hang on. There you go. So you don't want the chair to go flying. You're still using that chair, but not pushing into it. There you go.
I don't think I'm low enough, am I?
No, you're fine.
Push me down.
Take your feet a little wider, maybe. Bend your knees. There you go. And then lengthen it. There you go. Yeah.
Your knees can bend.
Yeah, your knees can bend. There you go. And breathe.
Let's stay this way forever.
All right, and then slowly look up. Let the blood equalize. Good. And then we'll go ahead and stand up. Take the feet back to center. And then take your hands to your hips. And then just come up to standing. Nice and easy. Good. And then we'll just do one balance pose. So we'll just take the chair actually out to the side. Okay? So off to your right side. Just take the chair off to your right side. And you might not even need the chair.
Oh.
There you go. Yep, you can zigzag. We're going to do tree pose using the chair. So you're not going to be a big movement. We'll just do right here with the hanging on the chair with the right hand. So just take your left heel and place it against your right ankle at first. This is a nice little hip opener too. And just take your left hand to your left hip. So you have it. So yep, there you go. So your left foot, left heel to right ankle. There you go. Good. So now this is actually a hip opener. When you turn your left knee open, your right hip is going to try to sneak around because it might be tight. So you're just going to try to keep your hips facing forward. And then only if you want to make this harder, you take your foot up a little higher, either below the knee or the heel comes above the knee. You can grab your foot and place it up there, or you can just stay right where you were. Okay, so just be mindful. And then breathe, and then you can take the left hand up to the sky if you like. So anywhere but pressing into the knee. So you can take the foot, you can even hold the foot there if that seems like a good idea. But remember, you have to keep your breathing space open. Good. Anywhere but the knee. You got it. Keep breathing. Good. And then we'll gently come down and we'll just do the other side. I'll turn around and then you can see it from this perspective. Take the right ankle against the left, or sorry, the right heel against the left ankle. Yeah, you guys can move your chair or just turn around. You get the idea. And then placing your foot anywhere along the leg but the knee. And you can hold it there if you'd like. The left hand's going to hang onto the chair. The right arm's going to reach overhead and stretch out through the middle finger, relaxing the shoulders. And your hips will still face forward in the same. So there you go. And your right knee is going to gently open, but you're not going to force it. And then we'll slowly release. Good. And set the right foot down. And then we'll just take our chair up front and we'll take a seat again. So back to where we were. Good. There. How's that so far? Good? All right, so let's go into the lower body a little bit. Take your right knee into your chest. And we're just gonna circle out the right ankle. Super easy, okay? Super easy, but your ankles don't get enough attention. Did you just hear mine? It's good when they start to wake up like that, or pop and crackle. And fan your toes out. Your poor little toes don't get enough attention either. In fact, let's go ahead and just wake up our toes. If you can, you're gonna just point your toes straight down on the right foot and roll over the top and gently press. So that's a good little practice to remember to do. Yep, and try to roll over the top. Good, and then go ahead and draw your right knee back in. Now this time we'll flex the foot, and if at all possible, place your left ankle over the right thigh. And if your knee's way up here, that's okay. It just means that your hips are really tight. Okay, so you'll place it anywhere along the leg. Yep, flex it. That's fine, just hold it there. You could also just slide it over the top, and you'll still get a little hip opener. Okay, so here we'll go in layers. This is how it's easiest to work with, you know, a group that some have done and some have not. So you can stay here, hang on to the foot, and one hand on the knee, good. Or you can hang on to the chair and start to fold forward if you want to feel more sensation in the right hip.
Oh.
Yeah. And eventually just keep folding and just keep letting it relax. So we never want to go so far that we feel anything in our knees. Okay, so really be kind to your knees because we have this set, that's it. So really nice to your knees. Keep your foot flexed, that'll protect your knee. And is everybody feeling something in the right hip now? Yeah. So as you do this, the more you can do these things throughout the day, the easier your body will acclimate to these things. So if you can do this while you're at your desk, like we were talking about, you know, taking a little yoga break, or, you know, I do this while I'm editing at the computer, whatever, anytime you can fit in little stretches like this, your body will keep opening and opening, and it'll be easier and easier, and just using your breath to guide you in deeper. So a good breath, I'm going to teach you a calming breath that you can use any time of day while we're in this pose. So make sure your breathing space is open. So you're sitting tall or you're open from the navel to the heart, and you're just going to count your inhale. So right now, inhale and just whatever number it is. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 2. Maybe hopefully not just 2, but yeah. So inhale for whatever number that is, and then exhale for the same amount of time. So if you're inhaling for 5, see if you can exhale for the same breath. Then your body will start to relax and these muscles will start to unravel a little bit more. So you're just using your breath. And then if you want to move into a deeper relaxation, exhale for twice as long, without making it work. So you don't want to make your body panic or get upset with yourself because it's not working out, but just moving towards twice as long. So if you're inhaling for 5, see if you can exhale for 10. And they've actually found that this moves the body into an even more relaxed state. So if you can't sleep at night, counting your breath is very helpful in doing this. But even now, it's helping to let your body relax in that right hip a little bit more. So we'll keep counting, just slowly come up, and then release, and just draw your left knee in. So circle out that ankle. And you can keep with your breath, whatever feels good for you right now, and circle out your left ankle. And just try to, imagine you were just swirling your foot in the, let's see, I don't want to say a cool spring water, but call it a warm creek water, and you're just swirling your foot around, and it feels really good. You want to fan your toes out, and you want to feel all that tension release in the ankle. And then we'll go ahead and we're going to point the toes. Remember, point down. We're just going to wake up the toes here by rolling over the top for just a moment. This is really nice for the top of your ankle. It's hard to get in there. It's hard to get that stretched out. So you just press a little bit there. Good. And then we'll come up, flex your foot, and then we'll try the hip opener on this side. So you're going to place the left ankle over the right thigh. So one side's probably different. I noticed that, but one side's a little easier. So just be mindful of that. Are there any questions while we're doing this? We're good? Okay, so keep your foot flexed, And then you can go deeper, remember adding, you can stay here, this is enough, just allowing this to open. And also, you can hang on to the sides of the chair and start to fold forward. And just pause where you feel this first sensation in the left hip, so as it deepens. And then breathe, use that calming breath. And just so you don't feel anything in the knees, and as you relax more and more and more, just letting the breathing space stay open from the navel to the heart. So you don't want to try where now your face is scrunched up and your shoulders are back up to your ears and you forgot to breathe. Let go of all the over-efforting. I'm pretty sure that's a word. Yes. Trying so hard. So keep with your breath, whatever number you want it to be, inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then we'll slowly come up again. All right, and then we'll uncross. So we're going to add a few twists now. So we'll start in layers again. Keep your feet and knees together. We'll just take the left hand to the right thigh. There you go. And the right hand to the back of the chair. And sitting real tall. There you go. It's opposite of me. There we go. And then imagine you're just going to turn your belly a little bit towards the right. Just your belly. And then inhale, sit a little taller. And then exhale, maybe the ribs. And then inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head like there's a string or right up through the crown of the head, suspending you. And then exhale, maybe turn your chest and shoulders. So just what you're doing is kind of like bringing out a rag, and you're squeezing and massaging your internal organs. But we want to stay nice and tall when we twist. Good. And then come back to center, and then switch right over to the other side. Left hand behind you, right hand to left thigh. And you can kind of use it to pull, you're using it as a little leverage to turn very, very gently without forcing your belly to the left. And then you get tall with your inhale. And then the exhale, maybe turn the ribs. And then you get a little taller with your inhale, and exhale, maybe turn the chest. And the face and the eyes stay relaxed. So just keep expanding into the breath. Let your body open in its own time. So we're not forcing anything. You'll know when you're forcing if your neck feels strained and your jaw is straining right now. If that's happening, then just back out just a tiny bit, and that'll help. Good, and then we'll unravel. Now we'll take and just turn. You're actually going to, let's turn, we're going to sit sideways on our chair to the right. So whatever that means. There we go. There you go, sitting sideways on the chair to the right. Now just turn and grab the back of your chair. There you go, as best you can. And then sit a little taller. And then exhale, maybe using the hands at the back of the chair to, again, it's like bringing out our legs. Turning maybe the belly a little bit. So just be real gentle. Sitting tall, maybe turn the ribs. Inhale, lengthen again, and maybe turn the chest. And just real full, big breaths. Good, and then slowly unwind. So you just kind of unravel and turn the other way. So turning your feet, walk them all the way to the other side. Good. And then we'll turn and grab the back of the chair, the top, if possible. Anywhere along the way, and then inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, turn your belly. Good. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, turn your ribs. Inhale, taller again. Exhale, turn maybe your chest. And you're gazing out over the left shoulder or just straight back. Whatever feels good in your neck and your face. Let your eyes soften and just allow your body to move a little deeper by just receiving the breath. Just opening to more breath. More energy. Good, and then we'll come back to center. And then come right all the way around. Good, and we're just going to step our feet out wide. And then take your hands to your thighs. And this will be a nice back stretch. So this is a good one to do at work too. So we're going to drop the right shoulder towards the left knee, and you're kind of pressing the right thigh open a little bit and using that to lengthen your spine as you drop the shoulder down. Good. And then inhale up. Good. And then bring the left shoulder towards the right knee. So you're bringing it across the body and dropping in. There you go. Good. And you should feel that in your upper back and your lats. Inhale, come up. And exhale, switch. One more time up. And exhale right over to the other side. Good. And then we'll come back to the top again. Good. So step your feet together. We're going to do one more like that, but just different. All right, so open your arms wide and bring your right arm under your left. So you're scooping right elbow under left elbow. And then you'll maybe bring the arms closer together. So you'll go step by step. And then maybe the hands will look at each other. Maybe they'll stay backs of the hands. Maybe hands will come. So wherever you are is fine. Okay, so it's just tight shoulders, no big deal. And then if you want to feel a little bit more, lift your elbows. Good. And try to keep your hands away from into your face. They're kind of, arm bones are away from the face. You feel that stretch between your shoulders? Yeah. It's a good one. Okay, so if you're already getting enough here, stay. And if you want to go a little deeper, you would take your feet wide again and kind of scoot to the edge of your chair. And then just coil the belly back and start to fold nice and slow. And just pause wherever you're getting a nice stretch. So eventually you could drop all the way down towards the earth and let the head hang, but only if that seems like a good idea, right? So just keep breathing and just stay where it's good for you. Keep your feet grounded. Good. And then we don't have to stay long. Inhale up. And then step your feet back together, and then we'll just open the arms wide. Good. And then relax your arms and just kind of roll out your shoulders, loosen up. So just shoulder rolls. And then circle the other way. Good. Loosen up. And then we'll try the other side. So open your arms wide again. This time it'll be left arm under right. So again, you might find one side's different. You could just stay here or lift your elbows. Good. Maybe the backs of the hands are looking at each other. Maybe the palms can come back to touch. That's it. It's good. And then lift your elbows. Good. Now you can just stay here. You don't have to add anything else if you're already feeling this in your upper back. But if you want, you can take your feet wide, plant your feet, toes turned open, and then using your core, you kind of coil back, rounding, and dropping down, rounding. Hips go back. There you go, and just keep yourself on the chair. Good. Feet a little wider, there you go. Good. And then we'll slowly come up. Good. Awesome. Step your feet back together, and we'll open the arms. You know what? When you open your hands, right here, like this, just turn to your neighbor and say, I think you're great. Very good. All right, and then just let your arms relax. Good. So we're working our way down, and we're almost to the end of the class, but I don't want to forget our hamstrings. So grab your strap. Everybody has a strap. Good. And then you're just going to take your right foot and lasso it, basically. Good. And then just lift it. You don't have to get your legs straight. In fact, start with your knee bent. So we get into the belly of the hamstring more than the back of the knee. Right, there you go. And then fan your little toes out. Good. And those tootsies out. And then press through your heel. Good. And then just start to work it towards straight. Yeah, keep breathing. And don't make this like super hard work or take yourself too serious. Right? Just keep breathing. Keep your breathing space open so you're not leaning back or falling forward, but you're right in the middle. Good. And breathe. Now just take the strap in the right hand. So this is we do this standing a lot of times, so with a wall behind us, yeah. So, but see, you can still do it. You're in a chair, you can do this. So take your left hand to your left thigh. Your strap is in your right hand, and you're just going to start to turn your right foot, or bring your right leg open, and stretch it open. Good. And then come back to center. And you'll get a nice stretch on this next one, on the outer hip. Take your strap in the left hand, and then just hang on to your chair with your right hand. Good. And then bring it across just a tiny bit, and you'll get a stretch in this outer hip. Nice. Yeah, that's a good stretch. So you can do this with a towel at home. Yeah, sure, why not, right? Come back to center. And then release, and then we'll try the other side. So left foot. So just finding ways to modify all the poses from a chair. So starting with your knee bent, just lift your foot and flex. And just, again, it's like you're standing on the earth, fan the toes out. My these toes don't fan out for some reason, I don't know if that's done. And then press through your heel. Good. Keep the thigh towards you, if possible. There you go. And then work on straightening it. So you're not moving into the back of the knee. It's more belly of the hamstring. Trying to get into the hamstring more than anything. So, just play with that. Good. And then we'll take the strap in the left hand. Take your right hand to your right thigh. There you go. And then turn it open. And you can turn the toes open a little bit if you want and open it up that way. Knee can be bent. Just be easy about it. If your neighbor's foot's there, you can help them, give them, tickle them. And then come back to center. And then we'll just go ahead and switch the strap into the right hand. It's right hand has left foot. We'll take the left hand, grab under the chair, and then just bring it across a little bit, and you'll feel that outer left hip. Really nice. Nice place to get into. Not easy to get into either. Good, and then come back to center and release. Good, now we don't need that strap here. We're going to take and scoot back a little bit so your right hand can grab under the chair. So you got to scoot back enough so you can grab under the chair. Then you're going to take your left hand straight up to the sky, big inhale. And then exhale, go over to the right. And you're just stretching out this whole left side without rounding or hunching. Other questions? You can hang on under the chair? There you go, then you won't fall over. Good. And reach to the ring finger. Stretch out, there you go. Good. And then come up, and then we'll switch. Go right over to the other side. Left hand reaches under, right arm reaches straight up first, so you're sitting tall. And then you can stretch a little bit over to the left, reaching through the ring finger. Good. And smiling helps always. It's perfect. It always softens everything up. Good. And then we'll come up. And then release. Good. All right. So we're just going to loosen up the shoulders one more time. Loosen up here. I got one little neck stretch you can do in a chair. So we're going to take the left hand and grab under the chair. Yep, hang on with your left hand. Reach your right arm straight out from your right hip. Reach down towards the ground. Yep. And then drop your right ear to your right shoulder. So opposite of me. There you go. And then you're just going to start to lean to the right. And you'll feel, reaching through your right arm, you'll feel a stretch on the whole left side of your neck. But try not to bring your chin down towards your chest. Yep, so you're looking forward slightly. Let the ear relax towards the shoulder, and then the shoulder relax, and you'll get this stretch. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so try to relax your shoulders down as much as you can. Just keep letting them soften and soften. And then take your hand to the right side of your head, and you're just going to pick it up, because it's like as heavy as a bowling ball. So we come up, so your neck doesn't have to do all that work. There you go. Good, and then we'll switch. So we'll take the right hand and reach under your chair. Take your left hand, stretch it out, diagonal, straight out from your hip. And then take the right ear without turning your chin, without squinting your shoulders, just stay looking forward. Move to the right ear to the right shoulder. Or I'm sorry, left ear to left shoulder. Yay! And then lean to the left. Good. Now relax your shoulders. So you're reaching diagonally out. There you go. Reaching. Breathe. And then left hand to the side of the head. Pick up that bowling ball. Up we go. Good. And then loosen. So you can do that throughout the day. So I want to give you some things that you can do on a daily basis, because it's not how much you do like once a week. It's really repetitive. Yeah.
Taking a moment as we enjoy final relaxation. As you follow your breath, feel your body relax without tension or rigidity, as if the body hung on the spine like a cloth hung on a peg. Simply notice the breath. Let the breath be natural and easy as you allow your body to receive energy from the earth, plants, animals, the trees, and the sky. The oceans, rivers, and lakes, the clouds, the wind, and the sun. Allow this consciousness to saturate every molecule of your being. Feel your connection with all that is. Giving and receiving energy, letting go of any separation. You can stay here as long as you'd like. Or when you're ready, deepen the breath, adding some gentle movement, waking the body up, bringing the hands to the heart, taking a moment to honor yourself. Namaste.